I would like to introduce you to the Get Fit, Stay Fit, Never Too Late podcast, host Paul Edwards. Paul played quarterback for Wagner College from 1978 to 1981. Paul graduated from Wagner College in 1982 with a 3.2 grade point average. Paul earned his Bachelor of Science in Business Administration along with an accounting minor. Paul also took many education courses. After graduating from Wagner College, Paul Edwards pursued playing professional football. Paul had tryouts with 3 professional franchises in the United States Football League and 1 franchise in the Canadian Professional Football League. Paul also played 2 years of semi-pro football with the New Jersey Rams. While pursuing a professional football career, Paul had already began his professional business career. Paul started his professional business career as a marketing representative and a major account representative for the Xerox Corporation. At the age of 25, Paul became one of the youngest sales managers in the Xerox Corporation. In 1986, Paul was featured in a cover story in the Black Enterprise magazine. In 1988, Paul started his first small business. Since then, Paul has never looked back. Paul has owned and operated his own small businesses for the past 37 years. Paul believes that if you work at something you like to do, work will be fun. Paul also served as a board member on the board of the Connecticut World Affairs Council. Paul Edwards also teamed up with the New York Knicks to help to bring smiles to the faces of some of the children in Connecticut at Christmas. Paul also posts weekly videos of himself exercising in an effort to encourage people of all ages and from all backgrounds to exercise. Paul is a champion for the message that exercise is great for your mind and body. Exercising gives us all a better chance to live a healthier life. Paul encourages you to first get your doctor's approval and then begin to exercise 3 to 4 days per week. Light exercising is fine. Just be consistent with your exercise routine. God bless.
The goal of the podcast is to provide a platform where members of the medical community and the healthcare community in general can interact with the general public in an environment that is outside of the doctor's office and the hospital. Our podcasts will focus on what are the preventive measures that the general public can take in order to give themselves an opportunity to live a longer, healthier, and the best quality of life that is possible. We will also focus on informing the general public on how to identify warning signs and what to do when we recognize the warning signs. Early determination of illnesses provides the best opportunity for recovery and may require less costly medical procedures. A healthier public is in the best interest of everyone. People will live longer and better quality of life. The pocketbooks of the patients and the medical insurance providers should also see a reduction in expenditures. Healthier people generally require less costly medical procedures. Get fit, stay fit, never too late. God bless.
Hello, everyone. Tonight on Get Fit, Stay Fit, Never Too Late video podcast, we're joined by one of the top ophthalmologists in the United States of America and one of the top doctors in the state of Connecticut, Dr. Alan Solinsky.
The dry eye is another nuisance thing. It comes from the lids, actually. The lids have meibomian glands in them, little oil glands, and those tend to dry up a little bit when we get older. I love to recommend for myself and all my patients a heating pad, actually, at night. You put this little heating pad in the microwave, specifically for the eye. It looks like the eyeglass, size of an eyeglass. You put it in the microwave for about 20 seconds. You lay it on your lids for about 10 minutes. Makes the oil glands work better. That's really getting at the root of the problem for the most part. Putting teardrops in also will help. And then there's medicated eye drops. One of the most famous is Restasis, and then other ones that have come along that are similar to Restasis as well that could help the consistency of the tear film as well.
Thank you, Dr. Alan Solinsky. That was very informative. Thank you for joining us again, taking the time out of your busy schedule to share your wealth of knowledge with us, our audience. We really thank you, and we know that you're committed to the community, staying in good eye care, good eye health, and we thank you so much for joining us. And I know that, as always, we see that exercise ties into eye care. Exercise ties into a lot of health issues, and if you exercise, you have good outcomes with your health. And as we see, obviously, diabetics are exposed to certain eye issues, and we all know that exercise can really help with diabetes and the blood sugar level, and as we see, it ties into eye care. So I just wanted to thank Dr. Alan Solinsky again, and all the folks at Solinsky Eye Care for sharing Dr. Solinsky with us, taking his time to give us the information that we need to hopefully keep us in good health. And I just want to, again, encourage everyone, as I always do, to exercise. It's going to help you to have good outcomes in life, help us all to have good outcomes in life. So keep up the exercise, and you'll see me in the park continuously. Stay tuned for our next podcast episode on Get Fit, Stay Fit, Never Too Late. You'll get a wealth of information, and we all know that knowledge is power. So thank you, and God bless you. And glaucoma is the second leading cause of blindness in the world, according to the World Health Organization. So why don't you tell the audience what is glaucoma? Let's start with that.
Well, glaucoma is a disease that increases the pressure in the eye, and it affects the optic nerve in the back of the eye. When the optic nerve is affected in the back of the eye, your peripheral vision starts to shrink. So that's why we call it the sneaky thief of sight, because we're all looking straight ahead, okay? And we don't really notice so much that the periphery is decreasing, partly because we have two eyes, and so one eye will compensate for the other. So you can have like end-stage pinhole vision, straight ahead without knowing that your peripheral vision was decreased.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And what causes glaucoma?
Again, genetics. I'd say 2% of the general population does have glaucoma. It's increased in Afro-American people, and also family history.
Hello, everyone. Today on Get Fit, Stay Fit, Never Too Late, we're blessed to be joined by Dr. Mimi Zeman. What screenings would you recommend for women, girls, i.e. PAP, mammogram, HPV, STI, and vaccines do you recommend? And how often and when, at what ages should they start? Just in general, what would your guidance be?
Yeah, no, that's a great question, because screening is meant to find out any health issues you have that you may not know, because they tend to be silent, right? And sort of preventive. We know when you get into vaccines, preventing disease that is preventable. I don't know that I could cover all of those things, because that could take us hours, but I will say from a GYN perspective, young women should see a GYN or a primary care provider who has the skills to do GYN, starting at around age 21, somewhere between 21 and 25, because at that age it's important to screen for sexually transmitted infections. It is recommended that all women that age who are sexually active are screened for chlamydia, for example. Chlamydia is a sexually transmitted infection that's very prevalent, and in women is often silent, but can lead to things like chronic pelvic pain and infertility. So we definitely want to do that test. And at that age, we want to start cervical cancer screening, which we used to call PEP tests. But now, more commonly, what we do is an HPV test, because human papillomavirus is the cause of most cervical cancers.